Whenever we talk about a function, what we have seen up till now, so we have a set A or set X, then we have a set Y or set B. That is, there are multiple set, two set in general. And we always see that set X, if you see here, we are not worried about set Y that much. So for a function, if we have this value, let me write the set X again. Whenever the mapping is no value of function X should remain. All the values here, okay, domain. All the value on the set B, codomain. All the value of codomain that are mapped with set X, range. That is, codomain is total whatever numbers are possible. Range are those numbers which are mapped from set X, that is, which have pre-image. And second important thing to be a function is this kind of relation is not possible. That is, a single value X should not give you multiple value in Y. That is X, Y1, X, Y2. This shouldn't happen. You cannot have multiple X here. These are two things important in function. Any value should not remain from set X, and there should not be this kind of relationship. When we take the relation, set Y will become set X and set X will become set Y. The only thing you have to remember is when we are going to write this as inverse, I will change the position of X and Y. Set Y will become set A or set X. Set X will become set B or set Y. I hope you got the idea. And the mapping will remain the same inverse way. The domain will become range, the range will become domain. So this is the inverse relationship I showed you. Okay. I will just change the position and you have to change the position and do the inverse mapping. Okay. When you do this mapping, the initial function, the later function, that is inverse function, whether it is a function or not, it is not necessary. See, any value of the X set or A set should not remain, and there should not be this kind of mapping, one to many. Okay. So when we take the inverse, now I am going to show you the inverse. This is set X, this is set Y, this is domain, this is range. Now I am changing the positions here. And now you see that doing inverse, it may not be a function. 2, 4, 6 it is our set Y. I am writing it as set X now, or set A. Set Y I am writing because it was earlier set X. What is the reverse mapping? Which is the inverse real mapping. So 2 is mapped to 2, 4 is mapped to 1, 6 is mapped to 3, 6 is mapped to 5, okay, 8 is mapped to 4, okay. Now what is the problem here? The first was okay, the real function was okay, but the inverse function was, because this is inverse function, this is not a function. First thing, anything remaining in the first set, 2, 4, 6 set, all have image in the Y set, it's okay. Second condition is, there shouldn't be one-to-many relation, that is 6, 3 and 6, 4 if I write, you see, single 6 is giving you 3 and 5. Geometrically, what does it mean? For a single X value, you cannot have multiple Y values. For a single X, you cannot have Y1 and Y2. This is invalid function. It may be a relation, but it is not a function. So if you take a function, you take a inverse, it is not always possible that you get an inverse. So what is the way? Why we need to check whether a function is going to give you inverse or not? If we have many to one in scenario when doing inverse, this is acceptable. No problem, many to one it is. Many x values giving single x y value, no problem. But the reverse, when you do the inverse, it will make your function invalid, right? Understand like this. Two boyfriends can have a single girlfriend. Okay. But the function is saying a single boyfriend cannot have a multiple girlfriend. A single boyfriend cannot have a multiple girlfriend. This is not possible. Otherwise, in his social life also, he has to face. Though a girl can have multiple boyfriends. So many to one is many boyfriends, single girlfriend. One to one means one boyfriend, one girlfriend. This is one to one. One boyfriend, one girlfriend. Adam with Lucy. And Peter with Sassy. Okay, see, this function has no problem. Many values are there and they are linked to one value. No problem with that. But when you take the inverse, it will be invalid. Okay. So all the discussion is only to explain you that inverse of every function is not possible. Only one-to-one function is possible. That is, the inverse will be converting the range into domain into range. So you can only talk about inverse when the function is one-to-one. All this theory I explained just to tell you that the function has to be one-to-one.